Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is the morning after the night before, or the afternoon after the night before now, isn't it? It is 1 o'clock. We are here, me and John, celebrating a win, according to some Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a draw.
They're sad, aren't they?
We were definitely in the stadium. It definitely ended in a draw. Despite a lot of Reds singing, we won the last derby at Goodison Park, and we won the league at Goodison Park and other. But hey,
they're wrong on multiple occasions. There.
Yeah, well,
they went early, premature, one might say. Yeah,
it is. It is.
Men of a certain age, that's what it is. Yeah.
Well, apparently so. Yeah,
yeah.
But what a way to sign off a Merseyside derby.
Yeah,
the last ever one at Goodison. I personally was disappointed when I walked out the ground. If you can be,
ditto
with what happened, because they were there for the taking, and Everton, for me, it was an opportunity to beat them because they weren't very good last night.
There's a thing here, Baz, right? They were there for the taking, and we've had this more than once, haven't we? Particularly in a way, Moyes is changing perceptions at the moment, or his players are through his leadership.
Yeah.
But they didn't fancy playing us. It wasn't like a crap Liverpool turned up.
No.
You know, with a number of second stringers in it, and we were fortunate. So I'm with you, yeah. When you reflect upon it, and if you can reflect within nanoseconds of the final whistle going, we would, because beyond the goals, they didn't really do much.
No.
And we clearly got into their heads. I think the cynicism in some of the tackling and stuff, which is what makes Van Dijk's, observations about the referee never got control of the game hilarious.
He's right. I was right.
Because he's totally right about Oliver not getting hold of the game, but he says it in the context of, and we were the victims.
They were wrong with their 20 fouls.
Yeah, twice as many fouls as us. They ended up with less subs, but they did get 3 times more sending offs than us. But ultimately, for the old lady, I think you said it before, other than what happening with a winner, you couldn't beat that for an ending for whatever it is, 100 years or whatever it is of derby games. And many minutes into added time, the opposition have already sang their victory songs. They're all being as annoying as they can be. Their players are stroking the ball around, a few bounces. Tim clips something, bang. Tark thinking he was full-on Jagielka from 25 yards, but he was only 12 yards away and probably hit it about equally hard, didn't he?
Yeah.
And, a guy who'd had a mare at the weekend might have been involved in one of their goals as well. And then he gets his redemption almost with a strike of all strikes. And the place went mad. Everywhere went mad. And that's the sign-off that we can all remember for derby games at Goodison, isn't it? That you were there type of thing. And it was tremendous, absolutely tremendous.
Apparently, I've not seen this, but apparently Liverpool fans aren't happy with our celebrations. Apparently, you're not supposed to celebrate 98-minute volleys that equalise.
Yeah, apparently we're real saddos, aren't we? Apparently
celebrating, apparently.
But
then when you watch it through your telly,
well, that's exactly what I was about to say. The ones I saw on that. We're all, obviously, you see them on social media, and then you naturally click on, profile, and they're in Nigeria or Singapore or wherever, where they consume football. I mean, there was a dialogue between 2 Irish lads. One was a Man United fan, one's a Liverpool fan, and it was the Man United fan who was defending Everton's right to celebrate. But literally, the Liverpool fan had no idea why we would celebrate that. And it's because he consumes all his football through a tube.
Yeah, but everybody.
And it's only live. Sky say it's live once, don't they? It's live in one place. Yeah. Live TV is live TV. That's not what's going on in a football stadium.
Oh, come on. Imagine if they'd have volleyed one in at Anfield in the last second. Well, we have seen it.
We've seen it.
We've seen Klopp running on the pitch.
Celebrating.
In their cup final. They call it ours. It's theirs as well.
Well, that's just the problem they have with us as the senior club in the city, really. That no matter how many things they win, whatever, they're almost like they need their dad's approval, don't they?
Always.
And we're the dad.
Well, I mean, you can't. There was only a portion of their fans there last night, clearly, because it's an away game. But all their songs are about us.
Oh, yeah.
You know, imagine going the game, grown men taking balloons up 30.
The 30, yeah.
You know, it's embarrassing.
Well,
really. For a club who's won everything and who are top of the league and the best team in Europe at the moment, if you just back your own team, might get more. Because they used to have a go with us when we used to just sing about them, and Everton didn't really sing anything about them last night.
No.
You know, we just concentrated on ourselves.
The M word got used for a short while, but it didn't last long.
No.
But it's interesting, away teams in general, it's like they fall into two categories, right? Which is the ones you don't really respect because they're the ones who do the negative singing about our team. And if they're from the south and all, we know all the shit songs they come up with. And the ones who just sing non-stop for their own team.
And they're the ones who get
Liverpool fans are definitely in the former, not in the latter.
It's weird.
Which is weird because I don't get it.
I don't think they always do it, but last night I was just surprised.
They were on it last night, yeah.
Considering how well they're doing.
And they were noisy as well, and consistently noisy, which is what you want of away fans. But
really? I mean, they were next to me. I didn't hear them.
Well,
I heard them.
Heard them a lot from the Park End. It's the way the sound goes.
Maybe it must be the way it goes. They were literally, I can see them from where I am. They were quiet until Salah scored, then I heard them.
Oh, they all woke up.
10 minutes when Salah scored, they were loud.
Oh, yeah, they woke up.
Until then, they
especially
were
then.
They were
it took them 5 minutes to get the 3 and the 0 of the balloon to the front.
But listen, forget about that. That's a derby, and you're always going to have the back and forth. Of course, you're that's all part of what makes it good.
But ultimately, hell of a way to finish.
Well, what a way.
Derby games at Goodison Park.
A volley at the street end in injury time.
Then a pylon.
You know,
managers getting sent off. Written. All sorts of stuff.
Last kick of the game. It couldn't have been written any better, really, could it? Like you say, we said it yesterday. If we can't win it, be the team that equalises. And to be the team that equalises the way we did was a great sign-off.
Yeah, and you're right when you say...
and everything finished all square, sadly, for us, that we couldn't just edge past it.
But what we said yesterday, and you're spot on, and that bit got achieved, I suppose, which was, if it's going to be... Actually, it was me, wasn't it? A bit negative for me. Was if we're going to get battered, at least score the last goal. Or we didn't get battered, but we did score the last goal. So we opened it with a cracking goal from Beto, a great ball from Jared, and then in between times, you know, they didn't produce much, did they, at all?
No, I was surprised.
It's a shame they equalised so quickly, you know, so
Decore.
You can ask questions about that one. But I mean, Moyes is doing a cracking job. Really,
certainly is
showing black and white and all that stuff between him and what he gets out of players versus what the other fellow was getting out of players.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's 10 to 100 times the manager the last fellow was. But that's a different thing. He did this job and he's gone now, and obviously we move forward and 10 points now, which is a big thing. You know, just keep adding the points on and keep trying to climb up that table. That's the MO, isn't it, really? You were part of the display before the game last night in the Gladys, which was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
It was interesting to see that sort of...
Did you go and see the bus welcome thing?
No, we didn't make it in time.
I believe, again, the police didn't give the proper route, so fans were at the wrong... They were there where it came in, but they were also at the other end, and I don't know why. Someone...
Because they changed the time as well.
Needs to just grow up and go, this is where we're coming in, if you're going to do it. So I think that's piss poor.
Yeah, but the 78 do a brilliant job, and it was interesting to see the organisation behind the scenes. And clearly there's lots of good people there having to do lots of work for what people think is just waving flags, and there's a lot more to it than that. And I hope the guys and ladies get, you know, a bigger room at Bramley-Moore. But it was reminiscent of Dortmund when we went there, you know, with everyone queuing up outside the door to get the flag. And,
to get the thing.
You know, and so on. And they had maps of where you were to stand and all sorts of... Very well organised. Very well organised indeed. Yeah. No,
they do, but obviously all volunteers. They do a fantastic job for it. And it was a great display and it looked tremendous. From where I sit, and you know, it all played its part, didn't it? And obviously we got off to a great start, and then cheap goal, you know, good ball in by Salah, to be fair, and you know, good header, but we Still wondering why one of our centre-backs didn't go and clear it, letting a little fella get the nick to it, but great ball in by Salah, but the Corey, oh my God, just winds you up. Works so hard, but some of his passing's so loose. You know, that's either smash it down into the corner and get everyone reset, or you play it inside. You play it on the inside of the player rather than trying a little cheap one on the outside, and they stick a leg out and off it goes and ends up in your net, and he's walking around with his head over, shirt over his head, but there's just no reason for it. It's those moments there where you need that little bit extra quality. You can't give a player like Mo Salah
anything,
that kind of thing.
Can't give him anything.
He had two things, and he set a goal up and scored a goal.
Yeah,
he's Liverpool's real standout player, isn't he? And but Everton, they had a sober slice shot, didn't he, at the end of the first half, and Tarkowski made a great tackle actually. And then they had the Salah goal in the second half, and then one more shot, and that was it really. And I was surprised that Everton did a really good job on them, because they just couldn't get any sort of...
set the stall out to be quite physical, didn't they?
They did throw some challenges in.
We talked yesterday, didn't we, about what you want to do with Van Dijk actually is run him, turn him, that sort of stuff. And it was almost like hook or by crook will stop that happening. And of course, if you do stuff on or around the halfway line, you're generally going to get away with it for a while, and they did. And I was just amazed how few bookings they got in the long run.
Yeah, it was weird.
So they made up for it with sending us off at the end, I suppose. Yeah.
But in terms of obviously going behind, because it went flat when they went ahead. It did go flat.
It did.
And then obviously the Gladys Street started again. The last 5 or 6 minutes, and that gave Everton a bit of an energy to go back at it.
Yeah.
But the lads stuck in there, didn't he?
They did.
2-1 down against the best team in the land at the moment. It would have been... I must admit, for the 10 minutes after their second goal, I thought they'll take this game away from us, because they were a bit quicker. They were moving the ball a bit. Didn't really create that much other than the Salah shot, but they just looked a little bit more assured.
Well, they did. They got the lift from being in the lead, didn't they? And the spring in the step, and probably professionally thinking Everton are going to have to come after us, because almost even if they want to do it, the fans will demand it, type of thing, and we'll counter them and get the goal to kill it off. Well, they didn't, and then when you go into added time, and I've got Rachel next to me saying, how long is it, sort of thing. She's half pleased because the ref actually added more time on than I would have, by like a minute, but
but there was stoppages.
Well,
many stoppages.
No, I stop. I do it. I stop when he stops the play. I stop me watching all that sort of stuff. But what I don't do is then add the time on that's in the added on time, and clearly there was big long bits for that.
Had injury for a start.
So I think in practical terms, he played exactly what he said he was going to play, and no one's complaining when it was only 5 minutes, were they? Particularly games this season.
I was expecting 7.
Well, that's what I mean. From their side.
Yeah. Oh no, they were made up.
For them to then reinvent their excuses for failing to win, like free kicks that they should have got, which weren't free kicks, and too much time added on, that wasn't true either. And then causing a rumble at the end. Yeah.
But from our perspective, because that's all that matters, we stayed, went forward. This is what David Moyes brings. You don't give anything up. No. You're not terrified.
True.
Like we were. We have been for a couple of years under different managers, and we went for it. And obviously the crowd were urging everybody on, and we come up with an incredible volley, and still rising when it hit the roof of the net, and you don't expect.
It's going to be. I think it was 5 Live, because I was on 5 Live last night, and part of their preamble sort of thing, and the interviews with Tark is, this is a goal which is going to get shown over and over and over again. You go into the new stadium, we've got the biggest screens in the country, and it's going to come out time and time and time again. And he's a solid, reliable professional, and he deserves it in some respects. He doesn't hide, does he? He can make mistakes.
He's been brilliant for Everton.
Totally,
I scratch me head.
Totally, and you like how he smells, so that's a good enough reason anyway.
When people have said he hasn't been good, I wonder what they watch. Come in on a free transfer, has played every minute. He's brilliant for Everton.
He has, yeah.
brilliant for him. The better defenders, of course there is, but he's been brilliant for us. And he deserved it. Okay, he was rubbish on Saturday.
Yeah.
He was rubbish on Saturday, man saying, didn't play well Saturday.
And he knows 2 goals away.
He said it himself. Yeah. But what a volley. What a volley.
Talking of defenders, Jake had a good game, didn't he?
Very good. Fella that couldn't get on the pitch under the other.
Literally wasn't getting a minute. Well.
But he's done well. He's done really well.
You know, but you talk about how, you know, you turn things round quickly. I mean, we're doing it in season at the moment, and with the potential of a huge refresh in the summer, who knows what is achievable next season? I talked to you before, didn't I, about, you know, Moyes' last 5 games in the Premier League and Dyche's last 5 games in the Premier League as our manager. And Moyes has got 10 times the number of goals and 5 times the number of points with the same group of players. So what's he going to do with better players?
Well, hopefully just be aiming towards the top half rather than being worried about everything else. Well, you got to look at.
Well, yeah, but we've had a misused season, haven't we? On the having the manager talking it down for too long. This in my mind, this was the mid-table, no worries about relegation season. So going back to, you know, Martin Reed, who I used to work for, his view would be, well, just because you screwed up this season doesn't mean you get to do this season again next season. So next season, it's got to be looking upwards. It really has. And if we invest significantly, which we're expecting, aren't we? Then you expect the outcomes. So, happy days.
Well, it should all be better, shouldn't it? That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
There's obviously variables. Going into a new ground won't be the same. Can they take to it quickly? Can the fans make it like Goodison? Because that's what it comes down to.
I think there's a fair amount on us as fans to make use of that stadium. Particularly and I think this happens a lot with new stadiums, doesn't it? Which is, or stadia, right? It's just as much home for the away team as it is for the home team, because it's new. Yeah. So the fans are doing
on the fans. Yeah.
You know, if you like, the apprenticeship that the 78 are doing in the Gladys Street is brilliant. They're doing great work. I still think we don't get enough volunteers and enough people prepared to put themselves out. Not everyone can. But when we get in the new stadium, there's a bigger space. It'll need more volunteers. But if we get it done, we get it done. And we know it doesn't happen overnight. Remember when we went to Dortmund and Sebastian said it's taken us 10 years to get to this. But let's start off on the right foot with tremendous support and all those flag-waving things. Yeah.
Create the atmosphere. Simple as, isn't
Everton, build a bigger storeroom. Yeah, because they're going to need a bigger storeroom.
But it's 4 games unbeaten now.
Yeah.
10 points from 12.
Yeah.
Tough game at the weekend, obviously made a little bit tougher. Decore not available now because he's suspended. Yeah. And Jai, be amazed if he was available as
he didn't look happy, did he?
So let's hope that's not too long.
And they're in the same form as us in points gained perspective.
Yeah. So it's going to be it's going to be a tough afternoon at Palace, I think. Yeah. With just because of Njai, really. I imagine Irabuna will start. I imagine Alcaraz will start.
You reckon? Yeah. Irabuna for Decore, you mean? And
Alcaraz, Charlie will have to maybe go, or unless he goes with Harrison on the left.
Do you think he did enough last night to?
I think he worked hard enough, but
he still does his little.
He's got no confidence.
No,
he's got zero confidence. And really, and I'm sure David Moyes will do this, we'll be saying to him, simplify your game, get it out your feet and just put it in the box. Yeah. Don't try and be, because he's running. Last night, Conor Bradley was booked. And therefore, most basic thing you say to anyone at any level is run at him now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't. He looked all over the place for Liverpool, looked nervous. He looked like you could get at him. And Harrison I think Njai would have had him all over the place. Going tight to him and making him try and commit a foul. Harrison just kept turning back.
He did, yeah.
You know, and I think, so moving forward for him, it's just simplify your game. Get yourself half a yard, put a cross in, get yourself half a yard.
It's someone else's problem then, whether they're on the end of it.
That's it.
Put it in the right area.
Because you've got to simplify it. Now, whether the manager will play him, but there isn't really many options, is there? It's either Alcaraz, and you're asking him to play in a wide area, or it's Harrison. If Njai's out, then Njai probably will be out. So I haven't done of anybody else.
What would your call be? I know mine.
I'd probably go with Harrison, because putting Alcaraz on the left, you're playing out of position because you want to be central. I'd probably just go with Harrison and then go, let's see how it pans out. Because Irabunum ain't going to be able to play 90 at the weekend. There's no decor, so your midfielder down there. James Garner hasn't played 90 yet. He's come off in the games, and he's another one.
He's easing him
so
back,
where are our options
in
midfield? So you can't put your only other centre midfield player on the pitch and ask him to play wide and then go, oh, right, what do we do now when these are knackered? So you've got to... I think that's why Jack Harrison will start. And then Alcaraz will be...
First change.
The hour, I imagine, for Irabunum in the middle. And they'll have to time. Now, that'll mean James Garner's going to have to play the 90 minutes.
Sure.
Because we've got no one. Harrison Armstrong's gone on loan, so we can't even use him off the bench. Ashley Young, you can't put him central.
No.
You'd have to stick him in a defensive midfield, like wide player role in front of O'Brien. So really, we can't even go, you know what? We can even go with two strikers, mix it up, because we've got another striker.
That's true.
So, and Patterson, I don't think he'll be available at the weekend. I don't know. But he's only going to be a sub anyway. So when you're looking, you're going, well, actually, who is on the bench then? So you're going to have Michael Keane.
And it's an away game. Yeah.
Michael Keane. Charlie.
Jack.
Harrison will be in the team.
Oh, so you're talking about the bench after you pick the team. Yeah, because I'd pick Jack.
So you got two.
Yeah.
So who else is there? Who am I missing?
Two goalies.
The two goalies, so there's your four.
And 3 kids.
You need 5 kids.
Yeah, 5 kids, yeah.
Because we've only got 2 outfield players. It was sub. So who else is there? No one's come. So if the team on Saturday's Pickford in goal, O'Brien, Brantwaite, Tarkowski, Michalenko, then you've got be Ashley Young.
Ashley Young, of course. Yeah.
And then you've got, I think the midfield will be Garner, and Irabunum. It'll be Harrison on the left, Linson on the right, and Beto. So on the bench, you've got Ashley Young, Michael Keane, and Charlie. And then you've got Virginia and Begovic.
Yeah.
So then you've got 4 kids.
And he had Heath and Sheriff.
Who's never even had a second.
That's right.
Sheriff hasn't got on when we were 4-0 up.
That's
so
right.
Ain't going to get on.
Yeah.
There's a chance Schmidt could be back.
No.
Well,
as far as Moyes, he said 4 weeks, like last week. So I'd be amazed. Why would you put him on if he can't even do 5 minutes? There's no point.
No.
So they're going to have 2 other kids.
Yeah.
2 kids who have got, there's zero chance of them coming on, even getting on the pitch. So you're looking and going, we've got 3 subs and 2, a defender, a right full back and a midfield player. That's it. And we're going against the team who's in good form.
Yeah. So exactly what you're saying is what you're looking at is last night's starting 11, less Decore, Irabunum, Young, Harrison, Alcaraz. That's it, isn't it?
Nothing else.
So there's, what's that, 10, 14 players, really. Everyone, two keepers, and others just making up the numbers so you don't know. He's not an empty bench man, is he? So he'll use all the slots up, even, as you say, the guys who...
Well, unless they just take 7 with them.
Yeah.
They just don't taking another couple of kids.
Yeah. Shallow.
Well, Roman Dixon will be on the bench, I imagine.
Yeah, he wasn't last night, though, was he?
No, but he was on. He was
game
on
before.
Saturday against
Bournemouth. So he's all right.
So, and he's played in the first team, so I imagine he'll be on the bench. So that'll be 8. And he's a runner. But even so, you're looking, and now if Patterson might be fit, then you go Patterson as well. But that means we've got 3 right backs.
Yeah.
Don't think Seamus is going to be fit. So it does. Mike Cosgrove, I get it, because he was messaging me last night. This is why I said we needed more players on deadline day. I get it. It is what it is, isn't it?
But we knew this 2 weeks ago. That
it was a risk, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's players coming back. There's just why Decore having a bit of sport.
Let's be honest, there wasn't a bit of sport. It was stupidity. There was no reason to do it.
No, there wasn't.
He should have just gone and celebrated with our fans.
Of course.
He's gone over and got himself involved in something that he shouldn't do.
No.
And I know it was because of the songs they were singing.
Yeah.
But go and do it with our fans. Go and dance with our fans, even almost right next to their fans. But you're with our fans, even though they're all there. You can still do the same thing. Yeah. Going over, there's no reason to go and incite the crowd. And it's caused...
Well, it's a real inconvenience now. Yeah.
I mean, they've lost an input. They've lost Curtis Jones. They've lost the manager. They've lost the assistant manager, which is a bit of a nuisance for them because the two of them have got to sit in the stand, haven't they? Rather than there. But so they've got involved in stuff they shouldn't have done as well. And yeah, that's right. I don't think the manager was too happy with the Corey last night because
it shouldn't be.
You know, when everyone's fit, it's one of them things. But when you're struggling for players,
you don't think those things in a moment. Yeah.
No, but gotta be careful. We wouldn't like it, would we? We wouldn't like it if a Liverpool player come over to us and stood in front of us at the end like that. Or like we wouldn't, would we?
No.
So you can't.
Tark did this, but he did it.
But he's with your own fans.
That's what I mean, yeah.
I'll be honest, right? I know loads of people lost the shit at the time, Evertonians. It didn't even bother me when Klopp ran on the pitch. He shouldn't do it, because the game's still going on. Makes a mockery if it's our cup final, you know, the manager bloody running around the whole pitch, which is embarrassing. But I was like, well, they scored in the last minute of that.
You get it.
It's the emotion.
You get it.
You get it. So we can't be precious over it. But the Corey shouldn't have really gone to. He should have come to us and we celebrate together. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is.
He's one of the most experienced players in the squad.
It's done. Well, it's done, isn't it? It's done.
History.
So yeah, it's going to be tough. Palace are a good physical side, so it'll be a tough afternoon. But doesn't mean we can't get something. Doesn't mean we can't win.
Done it before.
So go there and win.
Yeah.
But don't get beat. Keep them right by us.
That's right.
And hopefully in a few weeks we will have an influx of players back then, and it'll get better. But
no one's going to want to come to Goodison these days. So.
No, absolutely not. You know, United are next up. I can't wait. I can't.
I know. Honestly. You've been going on about.
Well, that was the one. That was the one game
where you expect.
I was looking and thinking,
yeah, we'll have them.
Yeah, because they are terrible, and we owed them from last season. I'm still fuming with last season. I've not forgiven the manager, the old manager, for that performance that he put out that day against them at home when they were awful and they beat us 3-0
this year.
Yeah, but he was gone. He should have been sacked after Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
Bournemouth at home, he should have shook his hand and said thank you, but he didn't. But United at home, the atmosphere, it'll be 12:30 and it's difficult at 12:30, but they're dreadful. And that's an opportunity to go out and have them off.
Yeah.
Keep adding to the points. But yeah. I seen a thing I thought was hilarious. Someone like, haven't lost to Liverpool since November 2023 as well. I was like, or September 23, whenever it was. But it was last season, but it was obviously in 23 at the end, coming October, was it, or something? Yeah. And I was like, well, it sounds like years ago, doesn't it? It's literally only the last time we played at Anfield.
Yeah.
The way it fell, but
anyway, I enjoyed myself.
It was a great moment, and again, it's embarrassing if people... I think this with any fan who has a go at other fans for celebrating a goal. I would say that to Evertonians, if they were having a go at Liverpool or whoever for celebrating a goal. If you can't celebrate a goal, go and watch Crown Green bowling or something, or go and do whatever. Go for a walk in a forest or something if you don't want to. You know, the joy of football is the goals.
Always.
For people who weren't there, you know, sitting on the other side of the world or in London or wherever you are on a sofa with a thing, you'll never get it and you'll never know.
No.
Ever. But goals are there to be celebrated. Literally the point of going, that emotion. Yeah. You know, so
I enjoyed myself. Yeah.
It was great. It was great. And obviously, you know, a little playful dig is they'd never know what it was like to be building a new ground and moving, would they? And saying goodbye to another one. So, you know, we've done our fourth.
They've never had to do it, and they never ever will, as fans, because they're never moving from where they are they?
No, and that's fine. So. That's fine. they've done brilliantly with their ground to not have to move and to redo it. But
it's ugly as sin, though, isn't it?
Do it.
It's ugly.
It doesn't matter.
It's big.
It fills what they need, and that's why they're successful.
Oh, yeah.
So, fair play. I'm not having a go at them for that. That's fair play. But
I'm not.
Ideally, I'd have loved us to have redone Goodison and made it unbelievable, just so you were still there. But it was not feasible, and we move on, don't we? And I was thinking at 2-1 though. It is that phrase was in my mind. This is a misery pit, because that second goal could have gone anywhere, and it landed.
Before it got to Salah, yeah,
it landed at the best player
in their team,
probably in the world at the moment, right on his foot. Great first touch, good finish, but it could have gone anywhere, and it went to him, and it was like we don't ever get a break. Like, things don't ricochet to us.
The pre-match chat we had was just that.
It is, though, isn't it? And when it went in, I was just like, yeah, they haven't even done a thing.
I'm not surprised.
They haven't even been in our half, and they're winning 2-1. It was like, what's gone on here?
Yeah.
So I think we do need to. I think we need to move to a new place where we can start afresh. Where Hadjuk Split haven't been, and if we ever get Hadjuk Split, don't play them. Refuse to play them. Refuse to play them.
Just, yeah.
But yeah, that was that.
So what time did you get home?
11:45, I think.
And you were still awake 5 hours later.
Yeah, I couldn't go to sleep. Honestly, by the time I'd done the videos and editing and all that, it was. I think my last one was like 1:30 in the morning or something. And then I had a cup of tea to just decompress for a bit, and then I went and got in bed. It was decaf, so it wasn't the tea that was keeping me awake. And I lay in bed, and my head was just like buzzing with the adrenaline of that moment. And therefore I was watching the goal again, watched all the interviews, Moyes, he'd done different ones, Tarkowski, different ones. And I put meditation music on at like 3:15. That didn't work for 20 minutes. I was like, oh my God. I really should have got up and gone down and I don't know, peppermint tea or something, and walked around for 10 minutes and then gone back to bed. You're not supposed to lay there, are you, after half an hour? If you can't go to sleep, not good.
No, I watched the telly. But I watched it.
That's not good, though, is it?
No, not in bed.
Oh, downstairs, sorry.
Yeah. And put the old Bluetooth headphones on. Watch the last couple of episodes of a series on Netflix I'm watching. Yeah. And then, as you say, I'd already done some, because I think the 5 Live thing was 10:30, 11:15. Get home just after 11. Had this naive view that when they did the Champions League on the Beeb, they'd just show our goals or something. And they didn't, of course, because it was a Champions League programme. Mrs. goes to bed. She's exhausted by it all. I'm wide awake. Yeah. Watched a few episodes. That's an hour and a half. And I said to you, I thought I was in bed at 3, but I was bloody sending messages to potential sponsors of this thing at 3:30 in the morning. So it must have been 4-ish, and then up 7 to do the school run. Yeah.
Well, that was the annoying thing with me. I woke up like 5 to 8.
Yeah.
I must have gone to sleep about, I could probably check on me watch, around 4.
Yeah,
maybe.
Sounds like me.
And I woke up like that. Probably Zach playing his bleeding music because he got out the shower and stuff, and singing, we don't care what the Reds say, even though other people are asleep, like my daughter is still asleep, and he's bouncing around,
Looking forward to school instead of being totally...
school, because he was, at one stage he told me last night there was no way he was going in today. That all changed the minute Taki bullied it in. And then I was just like that, and I was thinking, go back to sleep, even if you just have an hour, get up at 9, shower, and then into it. I couldn't. It was just like that. I need to get up. I'll be like that tonight. Not about 9 o'clock, but the adrenaline. Gary Walters, hello. Jake says multiple people by me left. Yes, Barry Williams.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Barry Williams.
No. Home and away Williams. The Welsh lads in front of us went as well, and they were really peeved by the ref and all that sort of stuff. And because you're so invested in the game, I never even noticed them going until we scored. And I went, where are they?
I'd had a couple.
Phil, who watches, I mentioned Phil, don't I? And his dad went for a bloody pee and missed it. Because when we're still doing all the celebrating and waving them off when they were going home and all that sort of stuff, I went, what's your dad doing down there? And he'd come back and couldn't get back up again after he'd been for a pee. early dart type stuff, so keep the faith. You've got to be in the ground. You miss it. I'm embarrassed for you, Mr. Williams. Really am, yeah.
I think they didn't want to. They were like, didn't want to listen to them celebrating.
No, I get that.
Like,
but
why don't we
dart as soon as the whistle's gone then?
Many times before.
Yeah,
It's not going to get any worse, is
If you're
it?
going to do that, dart before the whistle when the whistle's gone.
Well, he wouldn't have done, would he?
No, well, that's the point. So, Baz.
There was loads, though. Loads went. Well, not loads, but a few round me. There was
Well, you
just
can see the
empty
lower
seats.
Gladys had empty
people
seats,
were
didn't they?
just
But
going
I think quite a few of them were sort of
On the way
crowding on
out,
top of
so-
players.
Yeah.
So,
Says absolutely deserved at least a point. Both Liverpool's goals are own doing, not clearing the ball. Yeah.
true.
Had the weird feeling we'd equalise, yeah. Josh should never understand people leaving when there's only one goal in it. James says, lads, on last night's Branthwaite offside goal, I've struggling to find a replay of it online on this
I've not
close
seen it.
side angle. When Tarkowski headers the ball, I'm guessing everyone thought it went straight to Jake O'Brien, but it comes off Konate after Tarkowski heads it, which would mean Jake isn't offside. Branthwaite wasn't offside because he ran onto it. Much like Cody's the other season, I haven't seen Twitter heads fall off about this, but I'm guessing you only get that from that lot. Good result, wouldn't have got back into that game with the dinosaur in charge. Roll on Saturday. I don't know. Did Roger lose his glasses, did he? Roger Bennett. Must have lost his glasses or got shattered when we scored, maybe. Alan says, I'm really disappointed we didn't win that one. We deserved it. I was disappointed when I come out. Obviously you made up because you haven't lost and it's an amazing moment and all that, but I was thinking, walking back home, we should have won it. We should have won it. Can't make it like a massive thing and go, oh my God. But we were the team that looked more likely to win it.
Yeah. I think if you then step back a millimetre and try and be impartial,
yeah, you've got
the
it.
draw sounds right.
No, a draw was probably the right result. I said this last night. Probably the right result, but they were there for the taking.
Oh,
and that's the frustration.
We made them there for the taking.
James says, what is it about centre-backs with Polish grandparents wearing this number 6 and the captain's armband that they love scoring thunder bastards against them? Yeah. Not so purple, he said, all right, boys, I always knew the Reds were spoiled. I'm paraphrasing, he didn't call them that. Entitled little wank spanners. But thought Slot was okay. How wrong I was. Turns out he's perfect fit for them. Listen, always going to happen. It happened with Klopp. He was engaging and charming when he first come in, and then they all turn.
We have said on this channel before, let's see what he's like when,
Yeah,
like when
get his own
they've lost a few.
It's easy to be, great and honest and when you win every week. Dead easy. It's can you be like that when you don't win?
Apparently not.
You can't, no.
No, him.
No, he
Apparently
can't.
not.
No, there's no chance. Listen to him in Holland if you want to know what he was like. Cry ass.
Was he?
Dave Witch says, I've
Hi, Dave.
use a canoe to get through this morning with all the tears. No, I've not really. I spoke to Aaron from that, and he's Aaron's sound.
Well,
I haven't spoke to anyone else about it, really. Oh, Errol. Yeah.
Go on, tell people.
No. I let him know that I was disappointed we didn't win the game.
Yeah. But didn't they open up with good win for you
win.
lot last night? That's what an RS thinks, guys. Yeah.
Hackon says Liverpool fans having a total meltdown is the icing on the cake. What a night. Graham says, what a night at Goodison. Back of the net. Tarkowski needed that to redeem himself. All the Reds have lost their heads. I don't think he needed to redeem himself, but it was a great moment.
Not on his career work with us,
No,
absolutely not.
not at all.
Loads of credit there, but you're only as good as your last game, aren't you? As they
Josh,
say.
well, can't wait for the Corey then.
Yeah.
Josh says, afternoon, guys, what an end to the game. If I'm honest, I'm still disappointed we didn't win because they were crap. The head loss since has made up for some of that. Fingers crossed for NGI. Yeah. Nathan says, hello, lads. It was 5 a.m. in the morning.
Well done, Nath.
I'd given up hope on a goal. Then Tarkowski lashes one in. I jumped into my half-awake friend's arms and celebrated as if I was there. Man, that must have been the loudest cheer you've heard at Goodison in a while. Sad not to be there. Happy for the point, and I will make it to a game, I promise.
Yeah.
It's right, Nate. Coming like August or something when it's not windy, or May.
Yeah.
Juan says, hello, studio. David says, morning, gents. I am still way too excitable. No way could we have had them on 42 wins. They'd never shut up. Also, if I was delirious watching it over here, I can only imagine what it was like for you in the ground. So jealous. I miss Goodison Park. Yeah, it was very entertaining in the ground. Tazul says, what a night and game that was. Still buzzing this morning. Terry McKenna says, turn your losses into draws. Moyes will probably be telling the players, thanks, we went above West Ham. Grandpa Flump, what a name. Says, just joined Prem and as an exiled down South Wool. I'm a bit confused. Why have fans of that lot got a small club mentality when they're supposedly the best team in Europe, taking balloons to football games, losing the plot when we equalise, then saying we're small time, celebrating like we won the league? I honestly can't give you any insight into that, mate. I don't understand it. Imagine blowing up balloons and taking it to the game. I can't get my head around it. A grown man. If you're at 6 and 7 and 8, fair play. But grown men.
But I watched them all trying to get those two bloody balloons to the front so he could hold them up. And he was in blue as well.
It's weird.
Rumours coming out that Slot's got a 2-patch ban.
He will do, because it's aggression towards a match official.
Dismissed at the end of the game for using offensive, insulting or abusive language. So, not good, eh?
No. Ian says, I'm still pissing myself laughing at them for singing we won the league at Goodison Park. No, you haven't. And a pathetic attempt at banter, at a banner rather. Where did they make it on the plane from Norway?
Talking of banners, the 1878s, we built this city. It's tremendous, wasn't it?
That's just facts, isn't it?
Good one, Keith.
Just a fact.
Keith calling that out, Keith Seymour.
Posh Matty says, not going to waste my time addressing all the moaning. As the old song goes, we don't care what the Reds say.
Excellent.
Kiriaka says, thank you, Moyes, for bringing my club back to life up the Toffees. Mark says, a great example of what makes Everton Football Club so unique. The fans, the players, the staff, all as one. Incredible atmosphere and a fitting end to the final derby at Goodison. Hi, Carla. Says, I was there last night, and if that's my last game at Goodison, and I'm hoping it's not, then what a game to be at. Absolutely, Carla. Made up you were there. Dan W says, Beto appreciation post. What a calm finish. Absolutely. It's almost like he isn't crap, isn't it? Like a lot of people like to say.
Just seen something really depressing. Fellow who sits behind me, not horrible, right? Okay. Fellow who sits behind me is called Ian. Right?
Nice.
And you know the little smellies that you put on your mirror? You can have Everton ones, can't you? Right? And he's got a blue car. And when he got back to his car, that's what it was like.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Basically, it's like someone's taken a brick to his windscreen in front of the driver's side. Cheers, Phil, mate.
That's what...
We're not surprised that that's what they do, though, are we? So there you go.
It'll only be, you know...
All teams have idiots like that.
Exactly, that's what it'll be. Can't, you know.
But I know how I'd feel if I just come out on a high and then...
No, of course.
That's what you come back to.
Disgusting, but that's just society, sadly.
It is sad.
Lionsy 65 says, afternoon, lads and fellow Blues. Still buzzing. Tarkowski's a legend. Not forgetting Beto. Gutted for Illy. Our fans are truly the best. Michael Oliver is a fraud. And Van Dijk is just a cry-ass baby. Fair play. Other opinions are available. Black and Blue says, up the fucking Tarkies. I like it. Stan says, all right, lads, what an effing night. Atmosphere created from the fans, amazing. And a team performance to be proud of. All in one night at the Grand Old Lady. A proper derby match, onwards and upwards to Bramley. A fitting final derby result, considering how shite we're meant to be right now. And they're top of the corrupt as Premier League. Love this club. Adam says the Norwegians can cry on as much as they like about the equalising goal. The real question is, how did they end the game with 11 players on the field? McAllister and Bradley both should have gone.
I'll tell you why.
What about the handball? If they're moaning about a foul, what about the handball by Konate?
25 sending offs in Mersey derbies in the Premier League era, because football didn't exist before then. We've had twice as many sending offs as them. 17 of the 25 are us and 8 of them.
Yeah, well, they hadn't had the player sent off, and it still doesn't count because Curtis Jones was after the whistle. Goodison since
so if you don't count that one, Yeah, and you don't count the Corys, then it would be 23. Yeah.
Jake says Alisson took 40 seconds to take one of the goal kicks.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah,
God,
they were moving the ball, rolling it, wasting time
having
from
a
the
chat.
first minute.
Yeah. And the referee, who wasn't particularly good throughout, he was saying,
Ian says, I'm surprised the Premier League hasn't deducted us 9 points for equalising against them. Conrad says, Phil McNulty saying how Goodison was rocking last night and saying how are we going to replicate this at the Everton Stadium? So another one not doing his homework, as he would have known that for the fans are going to be right on top of the players like Goodison, and a massive bank for the new version of the street end.
Well, Tony Livesey did that one when we were on 5 Live last night, and both me and the guy called Andy who were on both said the same thing about the stadium's being designed literally. So it's on us, isn't it, as fans, really, to take, as we said earlier on, to take advantage of what's there. But yeah, I think that McNulty's article, by the way, was good, in my view. It was very positive in the round, and maybe that's just the one thing he's thinking, how are you going to do this at the new place? And it might take a bit of time, as per Dortmund, but once it's sorted, it will be astonishing. It really will.
AJ says, when was the last time there was limbs like that? Incredible. Barry says, really disrespectful and undignified of the Liverpool captain to use that term, their cup final, in post-match comments. With a similar precedent set a few years ago, he'll most likely be our manager one day. Yeah. Dan says, this summer is even more exciting under Moyes. I fully trust him, and for those that don't, surely when he speaks you can hear how much he'd love to make us a top team. Always talks about getting us back towards the top, always.
AJ should stop counting him saying we now, because it's obvious he uses it normally like the rest of us. Yeah.
AJ says, also, Michael Oliver is a disgrace. Both of their fullbacks should have been sent off. Never mind, just Bradley, who no doubt should have been. He looked finished, didn't he, Robertson?
Yeah.
Looked finished.
Yeah, he does.
Looked done.
Yeah.
That's
how old is he?
31. It's Clough flogging him.
Yeah.
Flogging him, making him run up and down for year on end without a break. Let's Be Having You says, what a night, great performance, deserved all 3 points in my opinion, but felt like a win anyway. Can't put into words how happy I am. Salah didn't have the tagger scored in the last ever Goodison goal. Would have been unbearable. Well in, Tarkowski. James says, only 7 points off 10th. Arsenal are still in a title race. We're still in a top half race. There you go. Ian the Blue says, Baz and John, I'd give Lindstrom a go as Duke's replacement, but who would you play on the right then? AJ says, all of that cup final shift from them, that is hilarious. Like they weren't the ones who just couldn't take it and cope at the end. Elizabeth says, what a night, went through every emotion there and back again. Mayhem in the top balcony, the like of which I've never seen. Unfortunately, a big effing post meant I didn't see Tarkowski strike. I saw the cross, and a few seconds later the ball was in the net. A fitting last derby for the grand old lady. Absolutely.
That's another thing of the past then, isn't it? Posts being in the way. All future derbies, everyone will see everything.
AJ says, we were the first team to win the derby and the last team to win the derby at Goodison.
We won in October.
Jez says, it's almost as if we should have more bodies in during the transfer window. I could never have foreseen injuries from the last derby. Sorry, but this was so obviously going to happen. Judgment call. The way it is. No point cry arse and it's done.
No.
Tazul says Roman Dixon with a question mark. That's from before.
Yes. Yeah, well done.
AJ says, I saw Reds having a go at the Corey for having a go at their fans at the end. Well, if they're going to be singing about us all game, we deserve to give a bit back, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Then Jones runs over to and Suavala follow. Paul says, love to see it boys up the Toffees and up the Toffee TV. Absolute goats. Is right, Paul. Paul, been loving what you've been getting up to lately. Fantastic. Out in Holland and everything, interviewing Troy Parrott and all that. Keep it going, mate. Absolutely smashing it. Brilliant to see. Ian says, what's the difference between a manager getting a straight red to a player? Sloth gets 2 ban game, player gets a 3 ban game. Or does it
player
just because it's the Reds? Not a straight red. For abuse of language, it wouldn't be 3.
Oh, sorry, you mean if
they
the
got
same
the
crime?
same
sorry,
but
beg your pardon. Yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Who cares, really?
Yeah.
Who cares? Brian said, how come Vardy got away with celebrating in a provocative fashion in front of the Spurs fans, yet enjoying the Cordy? But
I think
because I don't think Vardy caused absolute murder, did he?
Neither did Die.
No, I know. No, I know. That is a bit mad.
Now, if Curtis Jones had kept his own counsel, would Decore just then have run away and there wouldn't have been a big kick-off? So, you know.
But you can understand. I'm not condoning what.
No, I'm not.
Ada literally, he could have been really cute with it and stood next to their fans, but facing our fans.
Facing the park end, yeah.
You could know the paddock, literally, where the dividers.
Oh, I see.
You can celebrate there, but they're looking at him. But if he's like that, he could have been going like that and like that, couldn't he, and all this?
According to the stats, Jones got sent off first, yeah.
We did. We did, because he had to chase because the Corey done that and then got out of there and ran along and celebrating, didn't he?
And Alcaraz was the first on the scene, wasn't he? I think, or amongst the first.
AJ says some of the clips from last night showed that even though quality isn't there, this team gets it and the manager defo gets it. Like watching Pickford knee slide and watching Micho just lose it when the goal was given shows they do all care.
I think there was a fair amount of quality in Branthwaite's pass for the first goal, wasn't there?
I think he just means overall. The Corey gets it. The quality's definitely not there.
Oh,
the work rate is.
Yeah.
The work rate is.
And he tires,
wants to get there, and it's all of that. Jack Harrison works it bollocks off. The work rate, the desire to play well for Everton is there. It's just not what you need to. You need extra, don't you? And when your confidence is on the floor, like Jack Harrison's is,
it's hard.
You know, he had a couple of shots. One he rolled just wide the far post. It was never going in, but at least he got it away.
But he had to go, yeah.
And the other one he got blocked, but we'll see. Jay says, no one has checked out Ped's Gladys Street reaction. Why not? It's absolute limbs and carnage. Barry says, Jack Harrison was terrific last night. Full of purpose and confidence. I don't think he was full of confidence.
No,
he was full of purpose and work rate.
Yeah.
And he's put the Moyes effect. Jay said, glad you had a great night, Baz, with your lad. Great to see your video. However, you still should have given me your ticket. Just saying. Jay also says, Astro, we need your reaction. Brian says, to all of those who left before the end last night, why did you go in the first place?
Some people do.
And they just can't take the listening to them, mate. That's all it is. Yeah. I wouldn't, but that's everyone to their own. Rob and Barry has messaged me saying, no. Well, don't
go early, mate.
Don't give him any stick. Rob, the East Belfast Toffee.
He will be there at Palace as well.
He will. Yeah. Says Austin Healy, the ex-rugby player, left just before Tarkowski scores. That means dad, if that's the way you're asking it, Rob. Royal Blue Rich says, unbelievable last derby moment for the old lady. Just wish it was the winner. Yeah.
True.
Everton have issued a statement that the Corey got racially abused.
Really?
Well, they were also throwing bottles at players.
Bottles were getting thrown.
There was a joint statement with Liverpool. They put it out as well.
Have Liverpool done it?
For like information about it and stuff.
Right. So again, classless.
Yeah.
And it'll get sorted, and rightly so. Rightly so. Let's Be Having You says, hopefully last night was the start of the usual end of season derailment. Who cares?
Out a joint statement.
Yeah, that's good. Well done, Liverpool. That's good. Absolutely disgusting.
Racial abuse received by Abdullah Decore following Wednesday night's game.
Absolutely disgusting.
And they're both working with the Merseyside police, and hopefully they've got some cameras and stuff. But
Sean says, got no sleep because of an early flight back home, but what an effing way to finish off that game. We could have and should have won. Peter says, after scuffle, Curtis, hold me back, Jones. Please hold me. Yeah, he did sort of flap it the minute everyone reacted. Di says, afternoon, lads, what a game, awesome. Duck Do says, up the Toffees, it was 4 a.m. in Vietnam, and it was worth every single second. Keith says, excuse me, hi lads, what a night. I've watched every clip, tweet and post. Can't wait for the club to release their video of Tarkowski's goal from all angles. I love watching the players, different players celebrate. So far, seen Pickford's knee slide behind snot and the pure elation from Micho banging the floor. It's from Keith Seymour.
Yeah.
Rob says Idrissa should have been off as well, though. Yeah, he should have. He should have, but the player stayed up and he carried on. But yeah, he could have been. He could have walked for that, absolutely.
Could easily have
but
gone.
So should Robertson. So should Bradley. McAllister was lucky to stay on. How Diaz didn't get booked. You can go on all night. Rumour is and Jai's broke his leg. He hasn't though, because it was his knee. So that's nonsense. Carla says, I was Diaz not booked. Foul someone every minute. Yeah, jumping into players when you're not looking at the ball is a booking. No attempt to play the ball. Oliver bottling it again. Astro says, I've been as sick as a dog, laid up and struggling. Tark's goal fired me up like Lazarus raised from the dead.
How have you given him that ball from that far away?
You give it to me. That's what I want to know. Someone brought James into here.
No. Your lad brought it from school.
No, he hasn't been sick. He's now got a cold because of me.
All right. Well, I haven't got it. He hasn't got it. Ped's not got it.
People have been in here.
We're immune and giving it to you.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Carriers.
You don't eat enough chocolate, that's your problem.
Absolute carriers have brought it in and infected me when I fought off it all.
What a martyr, eh? Man flu.
Duke's winding up Van Dijk at the end, just awesome. No wonder he was extremely bitter. For such a good footballer, he is a crybaby, Van Dijk, like, to be fair. Isn't he? You just get on with it, don't you? You get on with it and go, we're top, we're going to win the league. And that's it. You don't have to say nothing else.
No.
Rob says, hope they hailed the Reds fan, throwing our bottles at half players at the end.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Embarrassing. Alcaraz in the 10, Harrison on the left for me against Palace. Rather than Irabunum. Could do that. Could do that. Astro says I did post a reaction on Blue Sky once I was up and moving. James, Ped's reaction was yes, get in, effing get in, yes, yes, yes. Jake says Lindstrom getting booked for asking for a booking. Diaz taken out by Garner, asked for a yellow, so the ref gives it, and nothing to Diaz, who should have been booked for simulation. Bradley lucky to have stayed on. Slot knew that, hence why he told Trent to get ready straight away. Liverpool trying to spin the ref against them. Hilarious. Red fans on Facebook blaming Chelsea fans. Gray Lead says, all I was solely concerned about last night was making sure they did not win, having them winning the last Goodison Derby. Winning more than us, thank you for Tarkowski. Yeah.
Whoever said about Everton's view of the Tark's goal, Everton put it on Twitter about an hour ago.
All of yous?
No, just of that goal.
Yeah, but every angle.
Yeah. From behind the goal mostly, but yeah, absolutely.
Well, no, they do the one where it's every angle.
Oh, okay, once every angle. Okay. Yeah. This one's nice, though. Yeah. Especially the steward who jumps up straight away to do his job, but first goes, yes. Brilliant. Well done, mate. Oh, he's happy. Yeah. And then the ball boy, you get there first. Yeah.
Josh Creedy on the super chat. Thanks, Josh. Says the match and then Ped's reaction was boss. This thing was mad, wasn't it?
That was with his new toy,
with
wasn't
the
it?
Toy, yeah. Well, with our new toy, yeah.
But you're right about his sister. Shouting at his
Screaming,
sister.
Yeah. Chris Roberts on the super chat says, what about Bradley not getting sent off?
Yeah. He was fortunate.
Tom Riley says Konate and ball was initially accidental, but then he virtually scooped the ball away from danger, so it's a penalty. Yeah. Thomas, someone had bricked the windscreen.
Yeah.
That's what's happened to John's mate's car.
Yeah, it sits
when
behind
he got
me.
Back,
yeah.
Because it had an Everton thing in the...
and it's a blue car, of course,
and
as
a blue car, so that's what you do, isn't it? You go out and smash up people's property.
Yeah.
Kev Murphy says, watching Tark's goal on somebody's Twitter with the Titanic music give me goosebumps.
Yeah, a couple of lads put the Titanic music to it, so I was watching that in the early hours. Yeah.
Yeah, listen, imagine if it was like anyone who has a go with people for celebrating, it's embarrassing. Imagine if it was the other way round at Anfield. They'd just like clap, would they?
This is why we go.
You know? Oh, but you just, the cop would just go, oh, yeah, it's a good goal, that, but it's only a draw. Yeah. Of course.
Because no one would get their phone out or their iPad to take pictures, would they?
Ian G says, loved Moyes using my team in the presser before the game. Yeah. Royal Blue Rich is also a YouTube member, says, it's not the stadium that makes the atmosphere, it's the fans.
Spot on, mate.
Mark Cochran says, like and subscribe, the road to 100k. Absolutely, Mark. Thank
Over
you very
96k now.
Yeah. Well, we're up to, what are we on at the moment? 96.74, so...
Come on, guys.
Only need 26 to take it over the 96.1, and there's 1,500 of you watching. So if you haven't subscribed, why not? Takes a sec. Make sure you like the stream anyway. Why wouldn't you? If you never Tony and who hasn't subscribed or liked the stream, then basically you're saying you wish Tarkowski hadn't scored that goal. Apparently that's what you're saying. That's what Arne Slot said anyway. So... where are we? Here, Jimmy Lloyd says Beto just before kick-off was ace. Walked into the Liverpool half to clap and salute the Parker. I saw that. I was thinking, why is Beto on the edge of their box when we're about to kick off? Then he just strolls back like he was right up for it.
I liked Ndai joining in with his high kick and celebration, and I got next to him and was doing it as well.
Yeah. Tim says, Bazzi wants a Potter for a project. I'm glad common sense prevailed and Moyes is home. We look like... I did, but I wanted a coach to build for a few years, but I also love David Moyes, and everybody who watches this and has watched it
might know.
Has seen me.
Yeah.
I've said that before. So, yeah, I think, Tim, you were one of the ones, though, said Deitch was amazing, and I said that. I don't know whether he did, but I think he did by his comments.
No, my reaction was using the power of the mic.
I have said all season these players were better than they showed, despite people telling you that they weren't.
Don't rewrite history that you were the only person.
I was the only person who said it.
Yeah, right.
Right. I mean,
Just
if only there was a way to go back
to
every video.
Mate, yeah.
People jumped on, yeah, but I was saying it straight away. So I'm glad I've been vindicated. You were there as well, John.
Yeah.
I mean, James wasn't. James was fully Deitch, wasn't he?
Well, he's all.
But they blame Beto because we.
Yeah, I was going to say they're all into DCL, him and Ped, aren't they? Yeah.
Give DCL a 6-year contract on 300 grand a week. James said yesterday.
I said that.
6 years.
I've been Team Beto for a while with you.
You have. I
I'm
messing. I am joking, James.
So you blow with the wind then when you were Ped.
James didn't say that.
When you were him, you
He did blame Beto.
He
did blame Beto.
That we would have been Beto Calvert-Lewin with Bournemouth.
No, we wouldn't.
No.
We absolutely wouldn't. We wouldn't have got out of our half. Luke says Michael Oliver should beat the Mozart after last night. I agree. Absolutely awful referee. Chris Lambert says, hi boys, what a night. I'm plastering walls with a bad back, but I don't care after that Tarkowski strike. Richard says, the Lil Shroom in the chat last week, he was crying about Tarks and clean sheets. Hope he swallowed those jarg opinions last night. People, it's football, and people are on emotions, aren't they? And you have a bad game and the player's terrible, and the next game he scores and you love it. That's football. Everybody's been there and done it. Everybody has been there and done it. The big thing for me was the fact that literally what Moyes has been able to do last night, he said he referenced it actually a couple of times in his thing. What they've been able to do is make I'll speak for everybody, make it feel, my observation, feeling like everyone's on the same page again. I don't know if that's true, and there'll be fans who don't like David Moyes or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But that's how it feels. And that Tarkowski goal, to me, just symbolised that. Symbolised like everybody pushing in the right direction. Liverpool have been really good at doing that over the years. Klopp did it with them, to be fair. No problem saying that. They were having splits. They were fighting amongst each other. They hated the owners. It was for them. And he grabbed them all together, didn't he? And he went on that journey, and sadly, it's made them one of the best teams around. I'm not saying that will happen to Everton, but we were broken, weren't we? There was divisions everywhere. And David Moyes has done an unbelievable job in dragging everybody back. And the fans have jumped on it, of course. They have. It isn't all Moyes, but he's been able, by being so calm and knowing what he wants. The players have responded. And he said it last night, the fans and the team seem back together again a little bit. And we know that we need better players. We know that we need investments. We know that we need to improve massively. Of course we do. But just getting bodies in the box, getting players forward, going after teams, that's the big
What
key.
we said for months under the previous manager was, you've got to get the best out of what you've got now. And that's what Moyes is doing.
Yeah.
He's trying to get the best out of what he's got instead of bitching and whinging that I should have more. He still takes the opportunity to say, we need better players.
Of course he does.
We need to be a big club again, he used last night, which is not the same as saying you're a small club. And we go the match. We watch. We know we're not stupid. But when you're not even, it's a bit extreme this, but you know what I mean. When you're not even trying, when you start the season saying this is all going to be too hard and difficult, and then you spend 5 months talking it down, don't be surprised when you get the sack, because it's only going to go one way. And then, of course, the guy who follows you in, who takes the weight off the shoulders of individual and perhaps collective players about, you're not actually as bad as this guy's been saying, or I will give you a chance. I mean, the Jake O'Brien thing is superb, because he walked through the door and virtually put him in the team straight away. Go on then. You've been on the sideline for 5 months thinking you should be getting opportunity. Here's one. And he's grabbed it, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
He's totally grabbed it.
Sean Reid is in the comments, says, Peter and me old fella, so I'm guessing it's Sean Reid's son, Sean, says we're jumping on their seats in the director's box when the second went in, and people looking at them like nutters. It's right, Sean. That's absolutely brilliant. Ian Quayle says Van Dijk should worry more about his own team's cup finals, given they got beat by its second bottom in the Championship a couple of days ago. We did bounce into the supermarket. I did bounce into the supermarket on my way in, but I bounced into the studio, yeah. The Liverpool statement apparently has loads of comments saying Decore deserves the abuse. Okay, fair enough.
What sort of fan base in this day and forget fan base, it's people, isn't it?
It's people, yeah.
Forget fan base. No, you can't. You're right. But thinks it's fine to racially abuse somebody just because they've given some back to whatever he was getting during the game. Because I think the statement's really about online abuse, isn't it? Unbelievable. Everton and Liverpool have done a joint statement for a reason. Neither club tolerates it. So if you're a red, or you're claiming to be a red out there, then you're wrong.
Robbo, you're right. You're right. We did. I remember you saying it in the comments. These are international footballers. They can play football.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other fella convinced people he couldn't.
That's right.
Some people sadly got dragged into the gaslighting that went on, but it's great that we come out the other side of it now, and let's just see what we can do. And then obviously we get to the summer, and that's where the work is done then, isn't it? The rebuild begins then. And it'll be exciting to see what they do, because they need players who are more comfortable on the ball. That's a thing. Yeah. Got a lot of lads who run around and give everything and work hard and do all that. But you also need lads who can take the ball under pressure and have a bit more creative ability in them and stuff. Colette says, seeing Jake O'Brien getting the chance and coming into his own is a joy to see. Yeah. Gavin says Liverpool, at the time, Liverpool weren't moaning that they got given 10 minutes at Plymouth at the weekend. Well, they weren't moaning at Anfield when they got given 6 minutes when Pickford made the mistake. And it should never have been 6 minutes. So, Toffee Boy says, I actually love Beto. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Loves playing for us. He's way better finisher than Dom. Beto was out the door in the summer. Now for Dom's injury, I think he might stay. What's up to him, isn't it? Everton will need 3-4
his prices
strikers.
Are going up, isn't it?
Everton will need 3 or 4 strikers. If he wants to stay here, keep doing what you're doing, lad. And you become an option. If you want to be guaranteed games, you might have to move on. Yeah. Well, you might have to move on because Moyes might have a different idea. But if you want to be part of a squad and go, I actually can do the job, get me in, then off you go, don't you? Off you go. But we'll see. Lucas says Guy played very well under the radar. I hope he gets an extension.
Bound to, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, bound to. Because another one who loves the place.
Yeah. Got him dancing at the Gladys. It was hilarious. He was running down below me like this, dancing all the way down. It was hilarious. Like, hilarious. Tom says, I think Moyes will appreciate Beto's work rate and he's knocking the goals in, but I still think we need better quality. We always need better quality. I'm praising Tarkowski, but if you can get a better centre-back, go and get it.
That's normal, yeah.
Branthwaite's great, but if you can get better, go and get better. Midfield, got some good play, go and get better. And Jai's really good, but we can get better. That's how teams win leagues and win trophies. You don't go, our problem has been sometimes at Everton, we love players, so we don't want them replaced.
No.
When they're not at the level where you want to win stuff, and then you go, we don't win anything.
Continuous improvement as starters become squad players become not here.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Howard Kendall, the hell, we won everything with Andy Gray and he sold them in the summer. Got Lineker in. You don't go, it's just the way it's football, isn't it? The best teams do it. The best teams go, we move on now.
Yeah.
We need better, and off you go. And the ones who don't, stand still.
One way of looking at Beto is his prices going up.
Yeah. Paul says, I tell you what I got from Moyes' comments. He'd obviously heard about the bus welcome, but after experiencing it, nothing prepared if for him. He mentioned the welcome and was in awe. Was this before the game?
I've not seen it.
Because I haven't seen him talk about it. Let me know if it was before the game. We'll stay on for a couple more minutes. So pause, get back to me and tell me if it was an interview before the game. Because I'd love to.
Because you thought you'd watched everything in the early hours.
I didn't see anything before.
That's what I mean,
It was all the
yeah,
post stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested to know if it was there. Richie says, great show, lads. I'm loving Big Bad Beto. He knows how to finish. Of course he does. Just create chances for him. Listen, like and subscribe. That's your order. That's your order. This is the best stream you've ever watched, ever in the history of watching any stream in your life. So subscribe, takes 1 second. It's free. Ding, done. Job done. Ding, like Taki. Ding, like Taki. If you like Taki, subscribe. I'll just refresh Premiere before we end, because I'm feeling a bit peckish now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't eaten since.
I've seen Beto's goal now about 50 times while you've been talking.
Well, that's on you, John. I'm professional.
No,
I don't watch other stuff. You're turning into pet.
No.
No, you
it's
are.
There.
It can't be there.
Just waiting for the host
Look at mine.
to try and bring me in.
Look at mine. Mine's locked.
Yeah,
Screen untouched. That
You're using that one?
I'm not watching any. I'm literally running the show. Not like you and Ped. I'll just watch my phone as well. Oh yeah, what? Unprofessional, James, isn't it? Unprofessional.
So far, me, you,
Jack
and Ped
says,
are all useless.
If anyone can rewind the stream for me
his
using
favourite
that
phrase.
word.
I haven't used
Did
the word
I use the word useless? No further questions, Your Honour. Jack says, what about singing? I guess that's why they call it Us the Blues before kick-off in the new ground. Well, we can sing it, but we've still got to come out as red cars, haven't we?
Yeah.
On the siren. Peter says, why don't we invite your mate Sebastian over from Dortmund to give us advice for the new ground? The club would have to do it and grant the thing, though, wouldn't
And
we
spoke to the club.
Fantastic.
We spoke to the club, didn't we, when we came back last time and said we'd make all the necessary introductions, and they said, "Oh, that's a good idea."
When was it? 5 years ago?
Yeah.
6 years ago, actually, this month.
Yeah.
Isn't
Is it that long?
2019, yeah.
It's good though, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Mark Cochran.
Should 2018-78.
Mark Cochran. Look, put this camera on a sec, James. Just for it, and you'll have to sort of tell me when it's gone off me, because go off it.
Oh, because the monitor's down.
Why are you trying to do me like that? Why are you trying to do me dirty? On today of all days. After that last night. Put yourself in a corner, look at the wall, and just think, why? Why did I try to do Baz like that? shove your orange club where the sun don't shine. Ian the Blue says there's a video from last night on WhatsApp with the goals and the music from We Built This City on rock and roll. It's brilliant.
Oh, share that, yeah.
Jay says Dixon should be on the bench. He will be.
He should be, yeah.
Gray Lead says, was saying the same, Baz. It was evident these players were entirely uncoached and were better than what they were showing. Moyes comes in and, hey, presto, we have a footy team again.
You know what?
I actually enjoy watching the match again.
I think it was worse than that. They were coached to do the wrong things.
But it was the thing.
If you just let them play, they'd have been better than they were.
The thing and David Moyes has been really humble, I think.
He's very bright, man.
I don't know whether I would have said I've changed loads, but he's sort of going, oh, no. But it's evident to see. Just look at the starting positions.
Yeah.
Look how many people we get in. He went a bit deeper on one of them last night. He was like, well, we've asked people to get in the box. We've asked people to go at them a bit more. The thing I loved about Moyes in his first spell, whether it worked or it didn't, everyone got a game at Goodison. Okay, away. The top 4 teams as it was then, we went to try and nullify them and all that. Fine. It wasn't amazing, but the other 16 we had to go at. But everyone at Goodison we went at. And I've like watched in disbelief over the last few years when we have been behind at home and there's been nothing. No reaction. I guarantee you with Sean Dyche last night, nothing would have changed there. No. That'd have ended 4-1.
Yeah.
Because when it went 2-1, if we'd have been in the game that long, we'd have never gone to try and commit and try to get people in the box and try to get a goal like that. We just wouldn't have done. We've done that under Moyes always. There's always been sort of like a build-up of pressure near the end to try and get something, whether it was to win a game or to draw a game. Always did it. And we've seen that in the game so far. Villa, how they got out of Goodison with 3 points that night was berserk. We didn't say we deserved to win, even though we had the better chances. Dom could have had a hat-trick. But we didn't deserve to lose it. Spurs, which should have been 5 or 6 before they equalised. Before they got a goal back, rather. Leicester, we scored 4, could have scored 9.
True.
And last night, we've scored a couple of goals against the best team in the land.
And even Bournemouth, Cup game,
and Bournemouth, at the
chances.
First half, they were the better side.
Of course.
But second half, we could have, if we'd have got 1 back, I think we equalised. Whether we go on and win it overall, who knows? But we'd have definitely equalised. So that's what he does. Whatever language it is, whatever coaching it is. And now you've got to be a bit enthused, thinking him in the summer with some money and new players as well, building on sort of what they've got. At least we'll go after every team.
We will.
We won't beat everyone. Of course we won't. There'll be days when better teams beat us, and there'll be days when it doesn't happen for us, and teams who we think we should beat us, whatever. That's football.
And we'll win games we
might nick games and win games we shouldn't do, and we'll win games we should do, and that's what he's done. James Wallen says, tweeted on the 31st of the 8th, Bell Moyes again, lad. Think me and Baz were in the 8th to 15th camp. Absolutely. And we should have belled them that night. Or Potter or whoever else.
It took far too long.
Moyes, Evan Viking says, what a brilliant result that is. I question some things that Moyes does, as I think it's normal for any manager. But what a difference. He's doing a brilliant job. Complete turnaround. Team fans united. 3 more wins and we're absolutely safe for me. And definitely achievable for him and the team. Excited to see what he can build. Yeah. Listen, you're never going to get a manager who comes in who you don't question. It just doesn't happen because we're all managers. We've all got opinions.
And managers are like players. If you can get a better one, you get a better one.
But
if you can't get a better one, you hope this one gets better. Yeah.
I've come in here and listened to them questioning Klopp when he was winning everything.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just natural, of course. Now they're saying Slot's better. Not all of them, but
Klopp was holding them back.
Klopp was holding them back. Was one of the comments that one of their guests said, and so you'd always do it. With Alex Ferguson used to get questioned. Wenger, the great managers, Josie, Pep's getting questioned now. It'll always happen because people, again, like going back before, it's emotional.
Yeah.
So
and results influence opinions.
And different opinions and all of that. Yeah. So you're never going to get a manager who everyone agrees with every single thing they do. Doesn't happen. It's impossible to have that, isn't it? But you just want to sort of believe in what they're doing and see. Gordon says, have the Friedkins posted any comments on last night's game? What a night, sore throats after it, but worth it. I've not seen anything, but other people, don't really go on social media at all now, mate. So
no, nothing I've seen. Don't even know if they have a presence, to be honest. But
yeah,
if they never turned up for the game, then they're not going to comment about it, are they?
No.
I don't know if they did or they didn't.
Yeah,
but presumably not.
That was it, Toffee boy, because some of his mates in the media were portraying that he was doing a great job. Daniel says, I wouldn't say bound to the guy who used to say he won't get an offer from Saudi. Yeah, but if he's playing really well in the Premier League, which he is doing, and Everton want him to stay, why would he move? You'd only go to Saudi when you're finished, basically. That's my opinion anyway. Yeah, it was before the game Moyes said about the coach thing.
Right,
I'll have to try and find, but I don't know whether,
I'm not going to look for that.
I don't know whether there's any pre-match stuff you can find, but be good to see because I haven't seen it.
TNT must have interviewed him, didn't they?
Yeah. Baz says travels. No, this was at Liverpool fans, not Evertonians. Just can't agree with the comments. If you weren't there, you don't get it. I was away and on edge watching it in a pub in Glasgow. Cost me 60 quid to replace the drinks. I wasn't talking about Everton. It was people who were having a go at people celebrating Tarkowski's equaliser. Yeah. That's what I was saying. And I think John was saying, like, why would, that's them, isn't it? So, yeah, I imagine Evertonians everywhere in the world were like lunatics. If I'd have been like last year in Florida, I didn't watch that one because I couldn't. I just couldn't bear to. And we beat them. It was great. But if I'd be away and Everton scored a goal like that, I'd be running around. When we beat them in COVID and Gylfi scored the penalty, I was like a fucking lunatic. Running round my house, off the couch, jumping, fucking twerking, fucking flossing, doing everything. Even done a knee slide in my carpet and got a carpet burn. That excited. That, honestly... And because I couldn't be there, but I'm celebrating.
We need to know Don and Alex in Orlando.
Exactly, in Orlando, what
because
were they doing?
The Celt would have been certainly more Reds than Blues, yeah, and it would have been injured because they took some stick, wouldn't they, when it was 2-1, and then they get the final laugh, shall we say? Yeah.
PL and 281 says the best stream I've ever watched ever in my life. You are the man or woman, could be a woman. You're the best viewer we've ever had ever in the world. Robert says, great show, gents. Keep up the brilliant work you do. Thank you very much. We're staying on till 2:30, 6 minutes, and we're done. There's still 1,500 people watching. We'll give them a chance to subscribe if they haven't. Excuse me, apologies. What have we got to get over the one? We've got, is it 21? We need to get 96.1
okay.
out of 1,500. Come on.
You could be the one.
Everton Davies says, I love Everton. Eugene McGeever says, the Arsenal players are laughing at Liverpool now. They'll have to... They've got to go and do their own. They've got to do their own jobs.
They do.
Liverpool, I'd be still buzzing if I was Liverpool.
It's theirs to lose, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Theirs to lose.
Absolutely. Be embarrassing if they lost it now. It would be embarrassing if they lost it now, to be fair. Probably be the biggest embarrassment they had ever suffered if they lost it from having... They've had 3 huge leads this season. So I can't see them because I think they'll be too professional for that. But I don't know how Slot would recover if he lost it now, really, from that.
Thanks, Phil, for the We Built This City. I'll retweet it so everyone can watch it if they want.
Someone asked me, I can't remember if it was Mark, said, would you do a volleyed... Will you volley the cushion again like you did last time? So I might volley it at the end of the final word. Who knows? Who knows? Declan Rice liked the Everton post on the equaliser on Instagram. I've always liked Declan Rice. I've always thought the best English midfielder ever in the world, ever.
Do you see Luke the Nuke has put loads of stuff out about it?
He's RG, isn't he? Big Luke.
Saying he loves it.
Oh, tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, the Premier League.
Come on, Luke. Come on. Blue noses are right behind it. Well, in April last year, he walked out at the Liverpool one, didn't he? Just like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just beat them 2-0.
I think his whole family are Everton fans, aren't they?
Yeah. And he hates Liverpool, doesn't he? So fair play, Luke.
Understandable.
Go ahead, lad. PL and 281 says, thanks, Baz. I'm a man from Houston, Texas. It's right. Mark Odey, this channel is awesome. You're awesome, Mark Odey. You're awesome. You're awesome, Mark Odey. Emma, maybe, on Premier only, though. She asked me to give it a twig.
Before or after you kick the cushion. Yeah.
I'm not really going to swear. Sophie, I've seen the baby crying when we scored. No, Ian, I do yoga. I don't get cramp volleying things. I coach kids. I'm out with the ball all the time. Don't you worry, son. Don't you worry.
Except when he's got man flu.
Don't you worry. Mate, I'm here, aren't I? I'm here. If I had genuine, like, what normal men are like, I would be at home on a couch with a lens crying, and I'm here holding this together so you and James don't Lord Sean Dyche and blame Beto for everything. Carl says Tarkowski from the words of Moyes was set up nice on the volley. Okay. John says, afternoon, boys. Great last night. Fantastic. What everyone did at the Gladys Street. Beto was great. Think Slot needs to think back what he said before the game about not losing your rag in a game. It is ironic, isn't it? That he was he was cry-arsing before the game and then was like, we've got to keep our cool. And their players were fouling and did lose their mind a little bit. Instead of just playing their own game. And a couple of my red mates were like, I don't know what we were doing. We've never hit so many long balls. He said we were like turned into like long ball FC for no reason. He said, your team are massive. Why are we just smashing long balls to no one? So I don't know what the game plan was there, whether the... But you know what I found, like watching Liverpool, like when under Klopp, you were on edge all the time because they were chaotic and they were busy and they were everywhere. They were terrifying.
Well, he's taking the press off them, really.
Exactly, so he stopped them pressing. Everything's slower and more methodical.
More control.
But that might be why they're getting through games and stuff. But it has sort of took away that fear factor, I think, from them. They're just a really consistent team now. Whereas I think I haven't watched a lot of them this season, so I was just surprised at how passive they were last night, other than giving fouls away. But they were so passive in the play. Like the goal came out of nothing, didn't it? It was just they got a corner and took a short corner and we weren't switched on. Lindstrom should have stopped the cross. Tarkowski could have done a better clearance. But that come out of nothing. Whereas Klopp's Liverpool, it was like you felt the pressure, didn't you, when they were coming forward.
And it built. Momentum built. Their style currently doesn't build momentum, does it? It's almost City-ish, isn't it, where they keep doing the same thing because it works. And on the day it doesn't work, they're sort of like, what do we do now then?
And Liverpool fans who watch them will probably say, yeah, but that's work for us because we're in control,
top of the league,
less
top of the Champions
injuries,
League,
top of everything. So fair play. It was just a little bit of a shock for me to see it in front of my eyes. That was all.
And only Liverpool fans will know whether they played like that and won. Yeah.
KC says, I'm ready to sign up for Only Baz. There you go. Fair play, mate. There you go. Eric says, I'm sure you all heard me and my son. He's in Kansas, isn't he? Yeah, Eric is right.
Is that what woke me up?
I think it was Eric.
Yeah, probably.
It was Eric.
Yeah.
I love it.
Not a place to be with the Chiefs getting battered, was it, really? Yeah.
Fitz Nutrition on the super chat. Thank you very much. Says, would you take Ten Hag if manager if Everton considered high line and long ball?
No.
I wouldn't take Ten Hag if
for
he was
anything.
The only manager on earth, to be honest. No, I would if it was him and Dyche. But no. Ten Hag is... No. He's done. Robbo says Andy Robertson's gone full Gary Neville. Legs have gone. Yeah,
they have. Yeah.
They have. You could see it last night. He's one of them, isn't he, where he's give everything for them. And sadly... will be cast aside. His legs are gone and he'll be moved on for giving absolutely everything to the cause. But I mean, he's won everything, to be fair to him, so he's got that. Sure, he's not devastated, but that'll be why. That'll be why all of a sudden he's just dropped off a cliff because the legs have just gone with it. It happens, doesn't it? It happens. If you flog someone the way they did.
Here's a little shout out to a Twitter account called West Ham Place.
Oh, okay.
Because they don't like Liverpool, right?
Okay.
So last night he or she tweeted them at the West Brom game all lining up.
Oh, yeah.
But Everton are over celebrating. 829,000 views it got. So football knows what they are. Yeah.
Well, listen, it is what it is. I just find any fan, and I include ours in this, who has a go at other fans for celebrating a goal or whatever, or a win, I find weird. I just find it weird. You know what I mean? But there you go. Colin says he used to watch Everton I've watched Everton since 1963, seen Pelé and the great teams. Now living in Florida, and last night when that goal went in, I was jumping up and down and crying like a baby. It's right, Colin. Gordon says also, me and my United brother will be at next week's game. Might see you there. Keep up the great work with the channel. Best money I've spent is your Premier or patron. Thank you very much, Gordon. Much appreciated. Steve says, seems to have a good history of our central defenders scoring against Liverpool. Again, I'm paraphrasing. Off the top of my head, I can remember Ratcliffe, Watson, Unsworth, Lescott, Distan, Jagielka, Pennington, Keane, Branthwaite, Tarkowski. Yeah, absolutely right. Sure, did Lyons ever? Mick Lyons must have scored against Liverpool. Going on, it's again too young for.
You're the memory man.
No, but if it's too young, if it's before my time.
Oh, I see.
Sure he did. Tom Dobbo says, what a game that was last night. We gave it our all, and now they're crying. Van Dijk needs to stop being a big baby. Baz, would you eat 6 packs of orange clubs if it meant we won the league? Yes. I would throw up probably for a week, but yes. Where's Cam hiding these days, Rob? I no idea. He's doing stuff. He's working and stuff.
He's still doing his little channel.
I don't know, to be honest.
I've seen him at a couple of games, so
yeah.
he's around.
He's around.
Yeah.
He's loved up, isn't he? And
anyway, Cam, last time I saw you, you said you were coming in here, mate. So come on, I'll put it to bed that you do exist.
I'll message you actually because I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah.
Right, but we're going. Listen, thank you everybody for joining us today. 17 didn't quite get to 96.1. Was 17 short. That's on you. That's nothing to do with us. But thanks to everyone who's joined us today. We will be doing, if you're a Premier member, we'll be doing the final word live.
What time's that?
At 4:30. At 4:30. It'll be on YouTube.
A few hours then.
YouTube? You and YouTube? YouTube later on. I don't know. I need to eat. But take it easy. Look at it. Emma, see Baz the promise of you twerking up in the Premier. Thanks, Emma. Right, take it easy. We will see you all in a bit. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, smile. Enjoy your day. See you later.